I can't go. Matter of fact, I can't even fucking go to a funeral anymore. I don't go. I don't go to them. I can't go to them. I send the biggest thing of flowers I can, and that's because people know I'm so emotionally distraught that I can't. I'm sick of death. I'm very close with death. I'm very, very close with it. And it just makes me sick. It just makes me sick, and I get very emotional. And being emotional isn't bad. It's just, I find it very draining. It's too draining. It's too draining.
But do you write then when you're emotional? I mean, the music, does it comfort you?
All my songs. What do you?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but is it?
They're all autobiographical.
But does it help you then to write the songs, or is it just to?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. I mean, you know, and then sometimes, you know, sometimes you kind of see things, like my grandmother had what you call second sight, and she claimed I had it and I never knew what she meant. Then I wrote a song called Muddy Waters, Rose Out of the Mississippi Mud. And I thought I was singing about Muddy Waters, the blues singer. I wasn't singing about that at all. I was singing about the flood. That's what I was singing about. Trouble coming every day in a world gone wrong.
But why did she say? Why did you think you had it too? How come? Did she tell you?
Yeah. Well, she could see, you know, because she was the grandmother. She could see each one of us what we were going to kind of be, you know. She always was kind of special with me. I don't know. I was always the sensitive one, the good-natured one. She always called me. She was a wonderful woman. She had hair down to her ankles, black hair, which she used to dye gray and permanent it so she'd look white.
Okay.
See, because see how white I am? The Haudenosaunee, we're not all red Indians, you know. We're not all red Indians, okay? It's like we don't all live in teepees, you know. We live in the longhouse. And they used to tease me about that because I was so white. And I was brought up in a white world, you know. But that's why I left school when I was very, very young. I was 13, you know, and I left. I didn't fit in. I never fit in. I never fit in, you know. It wasn't my fault.
Where did she live? Did she live in Stamford?
She lived down the railroad tracks. I used to go down the railroad tracks, and Grandma always, if you asked her for a quarter, she'd always give you $1. Or if you asked her for a nickel, she'd always give you a quarter, you know. I lived near the railroad tracks, on the other side. She was a very, very, very sweet woman, and she had a wisdom about her, you know, that she was very special to me.
Was she your father's mother or your mother's mother?
She was my mother's mother.
And what do you think then that, well, she had second sight? She had it, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think she was right? You have it too, or?
I don't know. I just know what, say for instance, I could tell you some things and you'd laugh at me if I told you. Things that I've seen coming. And I don't dare tell you because I'm afraid to get laughed at. I can tell you one thing, a very shallow thing, but you'll laugh. I can read a crystal ball. Okay? Now, when I started messing around with this thing, my second wife, it used to drive her crazy because I would sit in front of it for like a week. Sit in front of it for a week, staring into it, staring past it. That's what you have to do. And I saw a white horse coming towards me. And I didn't know what that meant. Couldn't figure out what the hell does this mean, this white horse. Almost like Pegasus, you know? Mm-hmm. But no wings. And I couldn't figure out what the hell that meant. In 2 years, my first horse was a white one. Now you could say, you could chalk that off to coincidence, but I know it wasn't. I know in my heart it wasn't. You know?
Was the Spanish horse or?
Yeah, it was an Andalusian, yeah. She was a little too much horse for me. She was wonderful. She was great. I must have fallen off of that horse about 20 times. Yeah, I broke my ribs, my back, ribs,